What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I am giving you my team breakdown for the PML, the Pokemon Masters League, which is a draft singles league that I have entered and am going to be a part of for the next couple of months. The season goes on for 7 weeks. If you don't know what draft Pokemon is, man, you are in for it. Because draft Pokemon is the whole reason I got interested in YouTube Pokemon. Back in the old days, a couple of years ago, I subscribed to Joey Pokeaim, my first PokeTuber I ever subscribed to on YouTube.com. And he was doing a draft Pokemon league, which basically means there is a set number of teams in the league. Each YouTuber acts as the coach of the team, where the players are a team of typically 10 to 12 Pokemon. There's a season, right? You're matched up against a different coach every week, and you all draft from a giant pool of Pokemon, which basically means that everybody gets 10 Pokemon, and then you look at your opponent's 10 Pokemon every week, and you bring the 6 you think are going to do best against that team. And they bring the 6 they think is going to do best against your team. And you duke it out to the death. Not to the death. Pokemon don't die, and the coaches certainly don't die. But it's really fun because no two coaches have the same Pokemon. There are some exceptions, like the different Rotom forms or can be drafted separately, but no two people can draft Tyranitar, you know what I mean? And it makes it really fun. It makes it so that each Pokemon can have its own stats, its own number of kills for the season, you know, things like that. It's really fun, and I've been in draft leagues before. You can watch a couple of battles, actually, from the draft league I used to run on this channel way back when I started it. I started it to just post videos from that draft league. It's not important. That was on Showdown. It wasn't pretty looking. This video, this league, rather, is going to be on YouTube. It's all YouTubers who are in it. I believe there's 8 coaches. And all of it's going to be recorded on cartridge, so you're going to be getting the pretty stuff. You're going to be getting Pokemon in its glory with a really crappy battle timer. So you have that to look forward to. If you're excited to see my team, who I chose for my Pokemon Draft League for the PML, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because I am so excited. Now, what actually ended up happening with the PML is that they already had coaches in their league, and then somebody dropped out, so they needed somebody to fill in, and I raised my hand. Shout out to Glabber and Devin. Glabber and Devin are a PokeTuber duo who are subscribers here on the channel and who also have their own channel. You should go check them out. And who dragged me into this. They're the ones who reached out to me, seeing if I wanted to fill in, and I did. Oh, I did. I was very interested in filling in. Get to the point. Get to the first pick. Dear God, what are you doing? Basically, the other coach had drafted a team of 10 Pokemon, and I looked at their team. It wasn't a bad team. It was just 10 Pokemon that I was not comfortable using, so I dropped every single one of them, and I got to choose 10 new Pokemon from all of the pool of Pokemon that was not drafted from yet. You can't just draft 10 of the best Pokemon in Draft League. Draft League has different tiers, dependent upon the league, of course. And you can only pick one from each tier. You'll see there, so like you can get 1 Tier 1 Pokemon, that's what T1 means. You can get 2 Tier 2 Pokemon, 1 Tier 3, 1 Tier 4, 1 Tier 5, and then F1, 2, 3, and 4 all refer to your free picks, which can be any Pokemon in tiers 3, 4, or 5. I'm not going to show you what the tiers are. It's not important. You can go back and watch the draft if you want to over on the PML YouTube channel. That link's going to be in the description below. You can also watch an interview with me and analytics of the league over there on that channel, so definitely subscribe to them and keep updated if you're interested in following along here. Yeah, I'm not going to explain that. I'm just going to show you which Pokemon I picked in the order that I picked them. So let's get started. My first pick was Tier 2, and it wasn't a question in my mind. As soon as I saw this Pokemon, I knew I wanted it for Draft League, and that Pokemon is Crocodile. Okay? Crocodile is one of my favorite all-time Pokemon, and it's because I have picked it for Draft League multiple times. Crocodile is immune to multiple types. It's immune to Electric, and it's immune to Psychic, which is very, very useful. Also, the big thing in Draft League is that you want versatile Pokemon. You want Pokemon that you can run multiple sets on. You don't want a Pokemon that only has one set that it's good at running, because that Pokemon cannot be brought in different ways each week. You want a Pokemon that, for instance, with Crocodile, I could run it Intimidate as a Stealth Rock setter in week 1, and then in week 2, when I need it as a Moxie Choice Scarf user, I can bring it like that. That's exactly why I wanted Crocodile. It has really good defensive typing. It's got Intimidate, it's got Moxie, so it's got multiple abilities that are going for it. And Crocodile also gets Knockoff, which a ton of Pokemon don't get in this league, although I will say, transfer moves are legal in this league, and so Pokemon can have moves that they had from previous gens, and that's why my Crocodile can have Knockoff. So that's important to note. It also gets Toxic for that reason, things like that. So I'm very excited to have Crocodile. Man, oh man. It's going to be really great to have my old friend back. He's not your old friend in terms of how you know me. We just met. I'm a new PokeTuber, but I've known Crocodile for a long time, and let me tell you something. I'm excited about him. Man, my face is close. It's really big on this format. I should have made the window smaller. My next Tier 2 Pokemon pick was Klepki. Surprised? You shouldn't be. Klepki's a monster. Nobody else gets Klepki, right? Klepki's my Pokemon. Nobody else can have him, and somebody didn't draft him. Klepki was out there, available to be drafted. It's insane. Klepki's a prankster user, and once you draft Klepki, you don't have to worry about the defenses on your team anymore, because Klepki gets Priority, Reflect, and Light Screen. It can Toxic things with Priority. It can Thunder Wave things with Priority. It can set up Spikes with Priority. This Pokemon is an absolute monster, I am telling you, and it's got such a good defensive typing in Fairy Steel. Man, I'm telling you something. I've also had Klepki in prior draft leagues, and I brought it, I think, every single battle. It is so good. It's such a good support mon, and it just lives things, man. It just lives things. Klepki is a welcome addition to the team, and especially with Dynamax being legal, by the way, in this league. You can't Gigantamax, but you can Dynamax. A big thing is just going to be trying to live your opponent's 3 Dynamax turns. And I have an inkling that Klepki is going to be the Pokemon that helps me do that multiple weeks moving forward in this league. Very happy to have Klepki on the team. Welcome to the team there. Phone Wallet is my name for Klepki, by the way. I'll explain that later, probably. Maybe not. My Tier 3 pick, moving on to Araquinid. Araquinid is an amazing Pokemon, water and bug type, and in Draft League, obviously, you can't draft. Nobody else can draft a Pokemon once you have it. So I was so surprised to see that they let Araquinid, who is, after Galvantula, the premier Sticky Web setter. This guy's got Sticky Web, and that immediately is so helpful in Draft League. It makes your opponent have to bring Defog or Rapid Spin. And don't you worry, I got multiple answers to Rapid Spin. That's a little preview for what you got in store for the rest of this video. Not to mention the fact that even though Araquinid is super helpful in its support with Sticky Webs and Toxic and its bulk in general, this Pokemon has a little ability called Water Bubble. It's its signature ability. It can't be burned, and it deals massive damage with water moves. So this Pokemon, when it's Dynamaxed, is absolutely insane. Even when it's not Dynamaxed, it's dealing insane damage with Liquidation. So it's a setup mon that can also nail your opponent with physical water moves. And this Pokemon's going to be putting in work, I promise you. I promise you, Araquinid is a great pick for the team. We're also trying to form a Fairy Dragon Steel Core. That's usually what they say for Draft League. You want a Fairy Dragon Steel Core, and you want a Fire Water Grass Core. Okay, if you're missing some element of that puzzle, then chances are you're going to have a hole in your team. And we already have Klepki, so that's Fairy and Steel. And we have Araquinid as our first for the other core, so we do have the Water type. And moving forward, Tier 4, one of my favorite Draft League Pokemon. I think I had it every single season that I did my other league, except for one. So I had it for 3 seasons, was Rotomfrost. This Pokemon is absolutely overlooked. Okay, it's a Tier 4 Pokemon. So it's so far down in the tiers. I think Rotom Wash is Tier 1. Like, that's how high Rotom Wash is ranked, and that's how low Rotom Frost is ranked. And they have the same stats. Think about that. Rotom Wash and Rotomfrost have the same stats. The only difference is that Rotom Wash gets Hydro Pump and is a water type, and Rotomfrost gets Blizzard and is a ice type. But you can still run the same sets. You can run Choice Scarf, you can run Life Orb, you can run a leftover set if you wish. Okay, this Pokemon gets Defog, it gets Toxic, because you can move those transfer moves in. And Blizzard is such a good, if you're willing to risk the biscuit and you're willing to go for Blizzard despite its horrible accuracy, and trust me, I am crazy enough to do it. When you see me battle singles, you're going to be like, who is this person? Because I am way safer when it comes to doubles. That's not even true. What am I talking about? I bring Turtonator and Jigglypuff to freaking battles. What am I saying? I'm not risking things. I will risk Blizzards this season. You'll see it happen. You'll see my heart get broken, and you'll see us pull out some massive wins because of it. I promise you. I promise you. Rotomfrost is a member of the team that is invaluable. I knew I wanted it going into the draft, and I was so excited to see that nobody grabbed it. The fridge is here, and the fridge is going to put in some work. I promise you. Okay, and it has Volt Switch. That's another big thing. You want Pokemon that can phase in and out, and this is the first Pokemon on this list that gets a... is phasing the right word? I think it is. Regardless, it has Volt Switch, and it's able to switch out, and that's a big thing in singles, and it's a big thing in this team. The next Pokemon we have is Graplock. Graplock is an interesting pick. Okay, it is tier 5, so you're in the bottom of the barrel there. But Graplock is a Pokemon that I have experience using from the very beginning of Sword and Shield. Before I was even recording things for Sword and Shield, I was using Graplock on the... I was just challenging people on Wi-Fi with Graplock in singles, and I was running teams with it. I don't want to get too far into how I was doing it, because other coaches might be watching this battle. But I can tell you that the reason I started using it is because I caught a shiny one. I hatched a shiny one, rather. Which means that you'll also be seeing shiny Graplock, and if you don't know what that shiny is, it is freaking clean. Graplock, I also needed a fighting type, so Graplock is a really good way to fill in that hole, and it's just a really fun Pokemon to bring, right? That's like a fun member of my team. It wasn't my actual 5th pick, but it was my tier 5 pick, if that makes sense. So I think I actually picked it last. Of all the Pokemon that you're going to see in this video, I picked Graplock last because I needed a fighting type, and it was a fun Pokemon to bring. It'll probably come only 1 or 2 weeks. It's that kind of thing. But when we bring it, it'll be a lot of fun. I promise you. I love Graplock as a Pokemon. I love its design. It's really, really great. And I'm glad that it's here on the New York Licks. I forgot to even mention that. Our team name is the New York Licks. I think that's so sick. F1, which is our first Pokemon that we're able to pick for the free tiers, and this means that it's a Pokemon that can exist within tiers 3, 4, or 5. And this Pokemon was definitely a tier 3, and that is Salazal. Salazal's our fire type, okay? It starts to round out that water, fire, grass core. It also is our first poison type, which is nice. And the nice thing about Salazal is that you can toxic anything with it, and I mean anything. You can toxic poison types, and you can toxic steel types, because Salazal's ability, its signature ability, is corrosion, which means that anything Salazal wants to poison, Salazal's gonna poison. Okay? Poison types are also, special poison types especially, I should say, are also really good with Dynamax, because Max Ooze, which is the poison type Dynamax move, boosts your special attack, and Salazal is fast enough to make that dangerous. Okay, Salazal can come in, it can, maybe finish off a Pokemon, revenge kill with a Max Ooze, and then all of a sudden it's sitting at +1, and then it can just start firing Max Flares or whatever other special move I want to go for. Salazal's going to be a really great addition to the team. It's so fast, it's frail as hell. I'll tell you that, it's frail as hell, but it's strong. It's fast, and it's a really good niche for as a fire and poison type. It's going to be really fun to use, and I have a shiny. And if you don't know Salazal's shiny, you should go check that out too, because that thing is freaking sick. This screen is too big. It's too big. Our next pick in F2 is Scyther, taking it all the way back to Gen 1, before Scyther even evolved. And the fact that Scyther evolves is huge, because if you don't know this about Scyther, Scyther with a Violite is actually arguably better than Scizor. Now, am I going to argue that because I don't have Scyther, I have Scyther? Of course I am. Scyther's better than Scyther. It's got better defenses thanks to a Violite. And it also gets stab flying moves. It gets Technician, just like Scyther does. And it has a new move in Dual Wing Beat, which is it's a 40 base power move, I believe, and it hits twice. With Technician, that's, what is it? It's a 60 base power move that hits twice, so it's 120 base power for stab damage. That thing is hitting hard because it also gets Sword Stance, it gets Toxic, it gets Defog, and it gets Roost, for Christ's sake, because you can transfer those moves in. Those aren't moves that that Scyther gets now. Scyther might get Defog now, but it's basically it's a mon that is, again, versatile. You can use it support-wise, or you can use it as an offensive threat, because Scyther also is fast. It's very fast. Scyther is going to surprise people in this league. It's so good. And to be quite honest, in my draft leagues of years past, the biggest competition I had was this guy who I came up against in the championship multiple years. If you're watching this video, man, those were some of the best battles I've ever had in my life, and he drafted Scyther as many times as I drafted Rotomfrost. This is my first time ever drafting a Scyther, but I know what it can do. Trust me, it did everything it can do to me on the battlefield, and now I'm going to do that to my opponents, I promise you. F3, my F3 picked. Oh, you know what? I meant to go for my tier 1 pick. That's okay. We're going to do F3 first. F3 is going to be Gourgeist. Gourgeist is a Pokemon that is a nice... It rounds out to my team a little bit in the Fire, Water, Grass core. We complete that, right? We're now sitting with our grass type Gourgeist. It has a couple of different options. It can be strong, right? You can run it. It has different forms that affect its attack stat and its speed stat, which is kind of interesting and kind of cool. It adds some versatility to the mon. But it also gets things like Leech Seed and Trick or Treat, weird things like that. It gets Frisk, which is a really nice ability in Draft League because knowing your opponent's item is very, very important. It also gets the new move Poltergeist, which is a really hard-hitting physical ghost move, and Gourgeist does lean towards the physical attacking side. So Gourgeist is a really fun Pokemon. I'm excited to try and use it. I've never used it before, but I'm excited to use it. I've used Ghost Grass Pokemon in draft leagues before. There's a couple of them out there. You can probably narrow it down, but not Gourgeist, and so I know the typing is good. I know similar sets you can run with Gourgeist, and I'm excited to try to make that work. And it's a pumpkin. Dear God, we're coming up on fall, and I'm ready for it. I'm getting in the mood. I'm getting in the spirit of the season. Our tier 1 pick, the big boy. You only get one tier 1 Pokemon, and I couldn't believe nobody grabbed this. I'm kind of mad at everybody else for not getting this Pokemon. And letting me get it, because the Pokemon that I got in my tier 1 pick was Dragapolt. Dragapolt is the best Pokemon in singles, and it's going to be the best Pokemon in draft. It's so versatile. It's so fast, and it has such an insane special attack and physical attack stat, coupled with the best offensive typing in Dragon and Ghost, that this Pokemon, I'm going to be able to run it physical 1 week, special next week, Dragon Dance another week. It gets U-turn, so I'm able to phase out with that. Oh, that's another thing about that Scyther has, is that it gets U-turn. So that's another Pokemon that I can bounce around with. And it's just, it's insane. It's such a good Dynamax Pokemon, as you know, if you've seen VGC, if you've seen my VGC videos. Dragapolt is a very good candidate for Dynamax. This Pokemon's an absolute monster, and I can't believe it fell to me because I'm so excited to use it. Dragapolt was a huge fan favorite when the game first came out, and even if you're tired of seeing it at this point, I promise you, it's actually banned. It's banned from VGC now, so you're still going to get to see some Dragapolt in this singles league. If you're a Dragapolt fan, don't worry about it, because Dragapolt is on the New York Licks this season. It also gets Will-O-Wisp. Like, you can run defensive sets. It's crazy. It's crazy good. And I can't believe we got it. I'm so excited. Dragapult's going to be our captain. It's probably going to come every single week. I'm losing my mind about it. And last but not least, emphasis on the not least, is our F4 Pokemon, It can be from tiers 3, 4, or 5. And guess what? It's in tier 5. And I said, I don't care. I want that Pokemon. Which Pokemon do you think I grabbed in tier 5? I'll give you a hint. It's up there, and it's down in the corner, and it's probably somewhere else on this freaking screen, somewhere if you're not watching full screen. I got Licky. I'm referencing the mascot for the Licks, and I'm referencing, obviously the logo for the channel. That's technically Lickitung. I grabbed Licky. It's Lickitung, but it's grown up. You know this. Licky is going to be so much fun to use. It's a normal type, so it actually does give our team a level of. We didn't have a normal type before, so now we can be immune to ghost types, which is huge. Because obviously we have 2 ghost types, so if the other Pokemon the other coach has a threatening ghost type, we can bring Licky, and we don't have to worry about. We can worry less about our ghost types getting hit by ghost types because we have Licky to switch into, which is very exciting. Licky also gets all the moves that it used to get in previous generations, and that means Explosion. That means Toxic. I think it still gets Knockoff, but that's a huge element to Licky's game. And if you've watched my channel before, we've used Licky. It gets a couple of different really great abilities. It gets Own Tempo and Unaware. It definitely gets Own Tempo, and Own Tempo is the one that blocks Intimidate now. And also prevents it from being taunted, which is really nice. And then its hidden ability is Cloud 9, which means we don't have any weather setters in our team, and our opponent might as well not have any weather setters either, because Wiki, what's happening? Licky is going to be able to come in and negate the effects of weather, say no sand, no sun, no rain, no hail. I'm Licky, and I'm here to say that I don't care about the weather. It's just you versus me, okay? No boosts, no additional speed from your Chlorophyll or your Swift Swim or whatever it is. Licky is going to be really great for the team, and I'm also very excited to have that. My team is very fun. This is the full team. It's going to be so exciting to use in the draft league coming up. Obviously there are some holes in the fact that we only really have one Stealth Rock setter, but we also have Klepki, which sets a different kind of hazard, and we have Araquinid, which sets a different kind of hazard. We have more phasers than a lot of people have, in that we have multiple U-turn and Volt Switchers. We have a Prankster Pokemon, which a lot of teams aren't going to have. It's going to be really fun. We're going to have a really good matchup against a lot of teams, and I don't want to say skilled, because if I lose, I'm going to look like an idiot. But I'm experienced in using a lot of these Pokemon, so I know what sets they can run. Granted, it was in a previous generation, so we're going to see what still works now. But I'm confident in these Pokemon. I'm used to these Pokemon, and I'm ready to show what these Pokemon can do to my audience. The coolest thing about Draft League is that you can use Pokemon. It forces you to use Pokemon that you wouldn't normally use. And welcome to the channel, because that's exactly what we do here. Thanks so much for checking out this video. If you're excited to see the New York Licks take on the Pokemon Masters League, that's what it's called, the PML, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow along, because starting in 2 weeks from now, or maybe it's next week when this video comes out. I don't know when this video is coming out. But look out for these videos, because we're going to be doing it once a week. One of my videos is going to be a singles Draft League battle against another coach in this league, and it's going to be so much fun. You're going to fall in love with it, I promise. I promise. I'm very happy to be the one to show this to you if you've never seen Draft League before. And honestly, like, comment, subscribe for the name and the logo itself alone. I mean, New York Licks. And go follow PML. Their YouTube channel is going to be in the description below. Like I said at the top of the video, I have an interview on there already, and there's going to be some analytics about the team. If they throw shade, we're going to prove them wrong. Or if they're nice, we're going to prove them right. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Berm. Until next time, I'm the coach of the New York Licks, and I'll see you later.